Hey everybody, Crystal Beaudry here with Crystal's Clean Kitchen. So my husband has been bugging me to make some supper recipes because, you know, sometimes I tend to gravitate towards all of the sweet things, but we need supper recipes too. So I'm so sorry about that. I will make sure in the future to try to throw in some more supper stuff. But I have made this supper recipe that we're making today quite a few times in the past few weeks, and my family just loves it. You know, I try to follow a grain-free, sugar-free lifestyle, and I really miss Chinese food because I love Chinese food. That's kind of one of my things I love. But I haven't been eating it because I'm trying to stay away from flour and all of the bad oils and things like that. So I found a recipe that turned out amazing, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. It is some Paleo and Whole30 approved sesame chicken. And it tastes amazing. You guys are going to love it. So thank you so much for watching. This recipe is going to go great for leftovers also. So if you wanted to take something for lunch the next day, this is your recipe. It tastes delicious. You can add anything that you want underneath the sesame chicken. And you could do cauliflower rice. You could do some sauteed vegetables. Anything like that. Now, when I eat it, I just eat it plain because that's how I roll. But you guys are going to love it. So don't forget to hit that like button and let's check out this recipe. All right, so here's all of our ingredients that we're gonna start with. So for our sauce, you wanna mix 2/3 of a cup of some water. And then we are going to be adding in some Medjool dates for our sweetener. Now, Medjool dates are actually really, really healthy for you. There's so many health benefits to them, and it's a great natural way to add some sweetener. You guys are really gonna love that. Now, we're also using 1/4 of a cup of some Coconut Aminos. If you don't know what that is, that's basically like a healthier version of some soy sauce. But once you try it, you will never go back to soy sauce. It tastes so good and so similar, and it's so much better for you. We're also going to be using 3 tablespoons of some rice vinegar. And to thicken this up, we're going to be using 2 teaspoons of some tapioca flour. But you could also use arrowroot powder or arrowroot flour if you wanted also. We'll be doing 1 tablespoon of some sesame oil. Now with oil, it's kind of tricky. It's best if you get something that's cold pressed. You just got to be really selective with what type of oil you get. Make sure that it's pure, and cold pressed is the best. We're also going to be doing 1/2 teaspoon of some garlic. And if you wanted to make it a little spicy, you could put some red pepper flakes in there as well. Now for our chicken, I grabbed chicken thighs, and this is from Costco. So it's about 2 pounds, a little under 2 pounds. And then some green onion. We'll be doing 2 eggs, and for what we're breading it in, we're going to be breading it in tapioca flour. So you need about 1 to 2 cups of that, and we'll be putting some spices into that mixture. So we'll be doing some more garlic, maybe about 1/2 teaspoon, some pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon, some salt, 1.5 teaspoons. And we're also going to be using some sesame oil for that also. So 1 more teaspoon of sesame oil. All right, now when we are going to be frying this, we're going to be using some avocado oil. The reason why we're doing that is because avocado oil can handle really high heat, which is what you want. Olive oil tends to break down at a certain temperature, and since we're going to be getting this oil nice and hot, we do not want it to break down. We are also going to be covering it in some sesame seeds, and which is why I have that too. But if you don't, I know the first couple of times that I made it, I didn't have sesame seeds, and it tasted perfect without it. So if you don't have them on hand, don't feel like you have to go buy them.
We're going to be starting with the sauce, and we're going to be putting everything in the blender. Okay, so we're going to start with 2/3 of a cup of warm water. Whee! Bonk. We're going to be doing 5 pitted dates. You don't want the seeds in your sauce.
That's true, you don't.
And we're going to be doing 1/4 of a cup of coconut aminos. Dump that in there. And then we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar.
Oh, it's 3 tablespoons.
Yeah, 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to be doing 2 tablespoons of arrowroot flour, or you can do tapioca flour.
It's Caden's job to make the sauce.
Yep.
Good job.
Okay. And then we're going to be doing 1 tablespoon of sesame oil.
Good job.
And then we're going to be doing half a teaspoon of garlic. And that's all for the sauce. So we're going to pour this in the pan, or bowl, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to boil it for 2 to 3 minutes. You turn the stuff down and you let it simmer for 3 to 4 minutes, sorry.
Okay, and then while that is cooking, we are going to be starting our avocado oil. We're going to just pour about that much into the avocado oil, or I'm sorry, into the pan. And we're going to let this heat up a ton. So it's going to get super, super hot. All right, so I washed the chicken. I'm just patting it dry a little bit because it was kind of wet. And now I'm going to cut it up into little pieces. Yes, you're right, Hannah. You could do as big of pieces or as small as pieces as you want. I usually do it about like this. And I'm going to just throw it into the bowl.
I eat all it. No one eats it.
You're going to eat it all?
Yeah.
Do you like this meal, Hannah?
Yeah, but no one eats it. Only me. Not you, not Dad, not Kaden. Only me.
Well, maybe you could share it with us.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, so now we are going to be making the stuff that we are going to toss the chicken in. I think I'm going to do about 1.5 cups of tapioca flour. If you run out of this powdered mixture, you can just make more. Hannah is going to...
Open it.
Well, yes. Then you're going to crack 2 eggs. She's so good at cracking eggs. Now I'm going to be adding some sesame oil and some seasoning to the chicken. I'm going to add about 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Then we're going to add in some garlic to the chicken, maybe about 1/2 teaspoon of garlic. We'll add in some pepper. And then we will add in some salt also. All right, you whisk the egg, Hannah, honey. I'm going to just toss this chicken. Yeah. Now, what some people do for the chicken is they add some baking powder to it too. Just sprinkle a little baking powder on it, just because that's supposed to keep it more moist and also crisp up better, but still staying moist. So you could do that as well. Okay, so then I'm going to be moving all of this stuff over to the stove because I'm going to just drop the pieces in right away into the oil, and it is going to work out good. To check your oil to see if it is ready, I'm putting a little chopstick into the middle of it, and it kind of is bubbling all around it. That is how you tell that your oil is ready to go. Okay, so I'm gonna work in just pieces at a time. I'm dipping it in the egg, I'm tossing it in the flour, and then I'm putting it into the oil. You can do a ton of pieces if you want at a time, or you could do one at a time. Either way works. But seriously, this gives it such a good crust, and it tastes amazing. Now we're gonna let it cook in the oil for about 3 or 4 minutes on one side, and then flip it over. Of course, you can check it. If it gets nice and gets a nice crispy crust on the side, on one side, then you know it's time to flip. And you know, I actually like to make this in double batches. In fact, my son tonight was like, "Oh, Mom, aren't we gonna make a double batch?" Because it's so nice to have leftovers of this. And it's really easy to just make it once and then have it for lunch or supper the other days of the week. Just checking the side. You can flip it. Now, a lot of times I usually try to wait till it's a little bit more golden than this. But you can always flip it to the opposite side again. Just be periodically checking it. All right, so Caden is chopping up some green onions. Watch your fingers there, bud. Cut them in as small of pieces as you can. Maybe a little smaller than that too, honey. So these pieces, cut a little smaller, okay? You're doing a good job. So this is cooking nicely. We have our sauce here. I just have it on like a simmer, a low heat. And then I also prepped some paper towel because we don't want tons of grease to get all over our plate. All right, let's check this. Almost done. And then you want to cook it, of course, until the chicken is completely done. So till the chicken is 165 degrees or so. And then we'll put another batch in as soon as this is done. All right, so this is looking good. I am going to just kind of carry it over here to this. Ooh, gosh, that was hot. Carry it over here, put it on the paper towels, and let it completely get all the grease off of it. And then as you can see, our sauce is thickening up nicely, and that is ready to go too. So once we get all of the batches done of these, then we will add the sauce to it. I'm just doing the second batch now. I just added the egg mixture into there. You can add some more oil if you need to. I know sometimes I have to do that. Okay, so our chicken has gotten all the grease off of it. Now we're just gonna put it in a big bowl. Yep, and then we're gonna toss it in the sauce. We'll just wait and see, you little girl, you. As you can see, our sauce is really, really thick. It's almost like a big, thick caramel, which is what you want. We're gonna put that over our chicken. All right, then you're just gonna toss it. Okay, Hannah, now you can add the sprinkles. Okay, back up, back up. Good job. Okay, okay, that's enough, girl. That's enough. Thank you. You excited about your job that you're doing? Okay, now can you add the green onions?
Okay, onion.
Okay, just a little at a time. Here, watch, we're gonna go like this.
Okay.
Okay, now you do it.
Onion?
Yep. Does that look pretty?
Uh-huh.
Good job. This looks great. Okay, so now that it's all mixed together, okay, that's enough, girl. I think that's enough. You can add as many, here, I'm gonna add just a few more sesames to it. Oh, that looks pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna put it in a pretty bowl.
Why?
Well, this bowl is nice, but it's not as pretty as this one. Oh, you guys, this looks awesome. Okay, sprinkle a little bit more on top. There you go. Looks beautiful. Okay, here it is. Thank you guys so much for sticking with it. I know there's a lot of steps to this, but the more times that you do it, the faster that you go and the easier that it will be. Seriously, this is the third time I've made this, and I have it down to a science now. It goes really, really fast. Sometimes I have 2 pans out with the oil in it to make it go even faster. You guys, you're going to love this. I cannot wait for you to try it. Okay, let's give it a taste test. The sauce, oh my goodness, it's to live for. It's so good. And the breading around the chicken is perfect. You are not going to miss Chinese food if you try this recipe. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for some more great recipes. We'll see you next time. Bye.